Hi, English 202 students. Welcome to week 15. So this week we're in the middle of modernism, the early stages of the 20th century. We're covering three authors this week, James Joyce, Lawrence, and T.S. Eliot. Each of these authors brings an interesting take on what we call high modernism, or basically the idea of highbrow art versus lowbrow art. These authors were highly educated, appealed to a literate reading public, one who had an understanding of the tradition of English poetry, English narrative techniques. So these authors were very acutely aware of uh, the reader's sensibilities at this time, specifically for the upper class. Lowbrow reading public was addressed by shorter narratives, more comic strip kind of things, more pop culture stuff. But obviously, we're focusing on the highbrow stuff this week. So, thinking about how these works maybe reflect a highbrow culture, especially when we look at The Dead with Gabriel Conway, who is a character who often, at least in his mind, makes fun of some of the class distinctions, the lower class specifically. At the very beginning of the story, when Lily, the maid servant, opens a door for him, just the kind of musings he has on the lower class. You might want to think about some of that stuff. On Monday, we have a presentation, but Yan Tao has not been in class very much, so I just offered a few questions you want to think about for The Dead. At the end of The Dead, we have a perfect example of James Joyce's use of the epiphany. An epiphany, again, is an insight into an everyday occurrence that offers a broader or more generalized understanding of the universe, so to speak. So maybe commenting on how Gabriel's, when he's looking out the window and he hears the snow falling faintly, how that reflects a larger understanding of the universe. So maybe reflecting on that and offering a discussion post on that would be helpful. On Wednesday, we have the Order of Chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums. You never really get that one right. Anyway, Christina will be presenting on that. Hopefully you can do a better job pronouncing it than I can. And on Friday, the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, which is one of my favorite poems of this period. Especially, I grow old, I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Reminds me of my childhood. My grandpa would come in from working outside, and he'd always unroll the bottom of his trousers and see how much dust and dirt had accumulated in his trousers at the end of the day. And I'd always, as a little child, like say, "How much dirt you got in your trousers today, Grandpa?" So the poem actually resonates with me on multiple levels. But thinking about how Eliot kind of looks at the cityscape, how the smog and the fog and the smoke all kind of intermingle, causing this gritty, kind of dusty and very industrialized feel to the city. Also, the idea of Prufrock. What is his relationship to women? How is he, kind of like alienated from women? His own feelings of alienation towards himself and towards society in general. So those are some of the topics that Eliot really addresses in this very modern poem, which I think many of you will enjoy immensely. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message, and I hope you're working on your final papers and your projects, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week.